Maayong adlaw sa tanan, I warmly welcome you ahead of your visit to our grateful city of Ormoc. If you're coming from Cebu, onboard a fast watercraft, it's a smooth sailing, couple of hours at sea before you enter Ormoc Bay. Ormoc is a major entry point to Leyte, the 8th largest island in the Philippines. The size of Ormoc's consumer market is second only to Tacloban, the provincial capital and your airport gateway. It's about an hour and a half away from Tacloban to Ormoc City. Ormoc is a first-class independent city located in the Eastern Visayas region. Together with the town of Cananga, we host the country's first geothermal power plant, which is also the second largest in the world. The Tongonan Geothermal Complex supplies electricity not only to our region, it also feeds the power demand in Luzon and Cebu. As a world-class producer of clean energy, Tongonan is one of the anchors of our continuous growth. In the nearby town of Isabel is the Leyte Industrial Development Estate. We have some of the most impressive locators, including Asia's largest fertilizer factory, which is Philfos, as well as the country's one and only copper smelting plant. Ormoc's economic base is a mix of industry, agriculture, aquaculture, tourism, and commerce. We are a major producer of sugarcane, rice, and pineapple. Recently, we were awarded as the country's most peaceful city for 2 consecutive years, a recognition bestowed by the Philippine National Police Crime Research and Analysis Center.
Ormoc City not only is a renewable energy powerhouse and agro-industrial gateway. My hometown is also a hub of culture and tourism in Leyte, an island of historical significance dating back to the 15th century, when Ferdinand Magellan's expedition came to its shores, and to the naval battle in Leyte Gulf, which helped bring an end to World War II. In many developing mid-sized cities such as ours, rapid urbanization and population growth have placed the infrastructure under heavy stress. A good example is our city-owned water provider, which may not be able to secure the long-term requirements of Ormoc. Potable water is at the top of our development agenda because supply inefficiencies are known to drive up the cost of other goods and services. Inadequate supply can also endanger public health due to poor sanitation. We also need to tap new sources of water. Climate change is now upon us, threatening to dry our wells and exhaust our groundwater. There are many rivers and streams traversing Ormoc. They are among the alternative sources of raw water that we can utilize in a sustainable manner. An improvement in Ormoc's water situation gives hope to our people that their future will be more livable and less threatened.
Here's where the business sector will play a very important role. Our national and local governments cannot possibly provide for all the needs of our people. It is only through innovative PPP partnerships that we can build enough infrastructure and free up government funds for other important priorities.
Our 1987 Constitution recognizes that private enterprise should be encouraged to invest in any necessary public infrastructure. The 1991 Local Government Code, on the other hand, authorizes LGUs to partner with the private sector in realizing development projects that will benefit the people. However, with no specific local guidelines governing such joint ventures, Ormoc City needed to adopt its own PPP code. And we did it through an enabling ordinance that will ensure the consistency, integrity, and enforceability of all PPP undertakings. PPP can be adapted to avoid cost and public borrowing so that scarce capital budgets can be directed to other priority sectors such as social services, education, and healthcare. PPP also allows for technology transfer to improve the efficiency and quality of services.
We are very confident in the track record and expertise of the business sector. They were able to substantially improve a lot of services that were previously delivered by the government. This is why we are doing all we can to encourage them to locate, operate, and grow their businesses in Ormoc. The Ormoc City Water Supply System project will develop, operate, and maintain a Level 3 water supply system across all 110 barangays in the city. At present, Orwasa's reach is limited to 82 barangays. The goal is to improve water pressure and make safer water available without interruption. The role of the private partner would be to deliver bulk water and distribute treated water to customers.
The cornerstones of PPP projects are efficiency gains, economic and financial viability, and value for money. The government and the private sector also consider an optimal balancing of risks between the two parties. For its part, the public is assured of service level guarantees, reasonable tariffs, and an agreement that is advantageous to public interest. Procurement of PPP projects must be undertaken through a competitive, transparent, and fair bidding process. Once properly awarded, a duly executed PPP contract shall be honored and not be impaired. It shall be binding on succeeding government administrations pursuant to the principles of sanctity of contracts and institutional stability.
Infrastructure bottlenecks can constrain the growth of our city. This is why we welcome the arrival of breakthrough projects such as those funded through public-private partnerships. PPP projects can deliver socio-economic benefits and help the businesses of Ormoc. For example, by enabling commuters to travel more efficiently, or by providing reliable utilities for our hospitals, our schools, and our commercial establishments. Good water supply will surely be a multiplier effect on our local economy. It can help attract more industries and qualified workers who are needed for our city's progress.
The local government of Ormoc is fully committed to infrastructure development and to achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goals. With assistance from the PPP Center of the Philippines, our City Council enacted a new PPP code providing the policy framework and incentives for an efficient execution of PPP programs. Our e-governance systems prevent graft and ensure transparency in local government contracts. Ormoc continues to streamline and speed up investment approvals. We have replaced confusing and bureaucratic procedures with simpler steps. The goal is to convince investors to remain in our city for the long haul.
The city's infrastructure plans will avoid and minimize harm on the local and regional environment. Ormoc works actively with all stakeholders to preserve our water resources, watersheds, and wildlife habitat. Together, we will identify projects that have the people's highest priority, the greatest environmental benefit, and the best chances for success.
We are driven by a sense of urgency because Ormoc could pay a heavy price in the future if our urban facilities will fail, despite economic growth and a strong demand for public services. I wish to leave a legacy of championing and implementing only infrastructure that are resilient and sustainable. The first of our many future partnership endeavors is dedicated to the incoming generation of Ormocanos. From the air that they will breathe, the water that they will drink, and their overall well-being, I'd like to see to it that our next generations will enjoy nothing less than a superior quality of life. Daghang salamat sa inyong tanan.